Hello, everyone. I hope you're having a fantastic afternoon. Thank you so much for joining me today. And thank you so much, UBC Camps, for having me for another Play and Learn session. I'm very excited to be here. My name is Elise, and I'm the Program Director of Dolphin Kids Future Ready Leaders. And at Dolphin Kids, our main goal is to spark every kid's mindset so they are smart, happy, and strong. So today's session, we're going to be sparking your goal-setting mindset. And we're going to be looking at some different tips and tricks that you can use to set goals and to visualize your goals and some ways that you can achieve your goals now and in the future. But before we get started on our lesson today, I just have a few housekeeping notes for you. So all of your audio and video is going to be off for this session, and it's going to remain off for the session. But if you have any questions, you're more than welcome to put it in the chat box, and one of the moderators will get to your questions as soon as they can. And if you are using the chat box, just make sure that you're using appropriate language and that you're being respectful at all times. And of course, let's have fun and let's be safe. So also too, a few of the materials that you're going to need for today's session: paper and markers, or pencil crayons or pencils, any type of writing utensil that you have nearby. You will need that for our session. So I'll give everyone a few seconds just to grab those materials, and I'm going to start sharing my screen with you. We're going to do a little presentation here, and I'm going to share my screen in just a second. All right. So our theme for today is I'm unstoppable, ready, set, goals. So what we're going to be talking a little bit about today is that we are going to be talking about visualization and how we can visualize our goals in our mind and the brain science behind that. How does this work? And why does visualization work? Why should we actually even set goals? And then we're also going to be doing some goal setting together. And we're going to be doing a fun, creative activity where you're going to get a chance to create your own vision board. So I'm really excited to do that activity with you. So first, I'm going to show you a couple images of some people you may have seen before. So just take a second to look at these images, and maybe you've seen these people before, maybe you haven't. But the first picture is of Wayne Gretzky. And actually, fun fact, I'm from Brantford, Ontario, which is the home of Wayne Gretzky. So I actually had a chance to meet Wayne's dad, Walter, and get to learn a little bit more about how Wayne became the great hockey player. And then in the middle there, we have Michael Jordan. And then we also have Messi on the end as well. So I want you just to brainstorm and think for a second. What are some characteristics or qualities of these people? What do they do? What goals could they have set? And what do you think made them really amazing at the sports they play? So just take a moment, think in your mind, what made these players and athletes excel in their sport? What is one thing you think that they do on a daily basis? All right, so one of the main quotes I love from Wayne Gretzky is, "You miss 100% of the shots you don't take." And that really connects a lot to what we're going to be talking today. We're going to be talking a lot about goals, thinking about some things that we want to achieve in our life. Could be something maybe we want to achieve even later today, tomorrow, next month, a year from now. So taking the time to plan and think what we want to do. How do we want to feel, and what goals do we want to accomplish? And the great part about this activity today is that you can let your imagination run wild. So there's no goal that is too far to achieve. So the goal and the challenge for you today is we're going to think about lots of goals. It could be anything that you want to achieve. And we're going to talk about how we can brainstorm and use the power of goal setting to help you find some ways that you could possibly achieve those goals. So one of those qualities that all of those athletes had in the last slide is that they all do this. They all do visualization. And actually, when I had a chance to talk to Wayne Gretzky's father once, I asked him what made Wayne the great one. And he said he did a lot of visualization before every hockey game. And what visualization is being able to put a mental image of something in your mind. So being able to picture yourself doing and achieving a certain goal. So for those particular athletes, they could be picturing themselves passing the puck to another teammate on the ice. They could be thinking about who am I going to pass the ball to down the court? Or they could also be thinking, how am I going to get around the defenders to get a goal? So lots of different ways you can use visualization. But the main thing to kind of think about visualization is that mental image, that picture in your mind. So even taking a look at this picture here, maybe you're sitting there doing homework some days and you're thinking, if I get a lot of my homework done, maybe I can go out and play with my friends. Or maybe you're sitting there sometimes thinking, I wonder what it'd be like to play basketball. Or if you already maybe played the sport, how you can get better at playing basketball. So doing visualization is a really great strategy and technique to help us not only think about our interests, our strengths, and maybe some things that we need to improve on, or some skills that we want to even get a little bit better at, but it also signals to your brain an action. So the kind of cool thing about visualization is that even when you're mentally picturing in your mind doing something, your brain is actually prompting your body to actually do the action. So I love everyone for a second just to close your eyes. You can sit nice and tall and comfortable in your chairs if you're sitting in a chair. And if you are sitting in a chair, make sure your feet are nice on the ground and your back is nice and tall. And I love everyone just to close your eyes for a second. Take a big deep breath in through your nose. And as you breathe out, I want you to picture in your mind you raising your right hand. So don't do the action, but I want you to picture in your mind you raising your right hand. Okay, everyone can open your eyes. So just doing that one visualization of you picturing in your mind raising your right hand signal to the same parts of your brain that actually do the action. So visualization is a really great technique, and the brain science behind it is actually quite fascinating, because anytime we picture ourselves doing something in our minds, we're prompting us to actually do the action. So when we're setting goals, or when we're maybe about to do a sports competition, or maybe if we're going to be writing a test that we're a little bit nervous about, visualization is a really great technique that can help you prepare. And it can help you kind of prompt your mind and your body to be mentally tough to be able to achieve that goal, or maybe achieve a new skill that you want to learn or that you want to practice. So visualization works because, again, it prompts your brain and your body to actually do the action. So we're going to be practicing a little visualization strategies and techniques next. So what I would love for everyone to do is, if you have a piece of paper nearby, grab a piece of paper, and I would also love for you to grab a pencil or a marker or a writing utensil and just have it close by, because what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing a little visualization activity, and then I'm going to ask you to write a couple of things down after the visualization activity. Okay. So again, what I would love everyone to do is, if you're sitting in a chair, get nice and comfortable. So you can make sure your back is kind of nice and against the back of the chair. You can make sure your feet are nice and grounded on the ground. And then what I would love for you to do is, you can put your hands on your knees, or if you want, you can also put your hands on your belly. Sometimes for deep breathing, it's really nice to feel our bellies expand and contract in. So you can choose wherever you are, just get comfortable. Okay, so what I would love everyone to do is just close your eyes for a second, get comfortable. And what we're going to do is we're going to take 2 big deep breaths in through our nose and slow exhales out through our mouth. So big deep inhale through our nose, slow exhale out, and one more. Slow exhale out. Wonderful. I'd love for you just to keep sitting with your eyes closed. And as you're sitting with your eyes closed, I want you to visualize in your mind 2 strengths that you have. What are 2 stars about you that make you feel really strong? So what are your strengths? What are some things you are really good at? And I want you to hold those images in your mind for just a second. 2 things you feel really strong and feel that they're really great skills that you have. Okay, hold those images in your mind. We're gonna take one more deep breath in. Exhale out. Awesome. Okay, now I want you to think of one wish, one skill that you would love to work on. So keep that image in your mind. One skill that you feel, hey, maybe I can work on this a little bit more, or an interest that maybe you want to try in the future. Okay, when you're ready, you can open your eyes. And what I would love for you to do on your piece of paper is write down those stars. So first, what we can do is write down your 2 stars. What are your 2 strengths? 2 things that you feel that you are really good at. It could be an interest of yours. So for example, for me, I put down cooking. I love cooking. I'm not too bad at it. And I feel like that is one of my strengths. It is definitely one of my interests. I really love learning how to cook, and I love learning new recipes. So that is definitely one of my stars. A second star that I came up for myself is creativity. I love being creative, and I really love trying new things in a creative way. And I find even cooking and creativity kind of go hand in hand sometimes. So write down on your paper 2 stars. We're going to need these stars a little bit later for our goal setting activity. Again, your stars can be your strengths, something you're really strong at. So maybe you're a really good mountain biker. Maybe you're a really strong swimmer. Maybe you're really strong at math or writing. So think of things that are really your strengths, things that you feel you're really good at. And once you're done writing down your strengths, I would love for you then to think of maybe one wish, one thing you feel you would like to continue to improve on. So this could be a skill. Maybe this is an interest that you haven't tried before, but you're kind of curious about it. One wish I put for me is organization. Sometimes I can be really organized, and other times I feel like I could be a little bit more organized. So I would love for you to think of one thing that you would like to improve on. Now, thinking about our strengths and weaknesses are 2 really important questions to ask ourselves. And there's 2 reasons why that these are really important things to ask ourselves. Reason number 1 is looking at our strengths and weaknesses help us become a little bit more self-aware about some of our interests and some of our skills that we already have. This can help us build our confidence, but it also can help us build on to our skills that we still want to improve on. And the second reason why thinking about our strengths and thinking about some skills that we want to improve on in the future are really important, especially for goal setting, is because it helps us think of some obstacles that we might face. So if I'm trying to learn how to cook more, for that's my strength, but I don't feel really organized, I might not have all of the ingredients I need in my recipe. My whole kitchen could be in a disarray, and it could completely interfere with my strengths. So kind of looking at these 2 aspects of ourselves is really important because it helps us kind of set goals and figure out ways that we can continue to improve and be lifelong learners. So I hope everyone had a chance to write down 2 strengths and 1 wish. Okay, we're going to need that in a little bit. Okay, awesome. Now the second visualization activity we're going to do, so everyone can kind of put your papers down, and I love everyone again just sit nice and tall. And we're just going to take 1 deep breath this time in through our nose and out through our mouth. And this time, what I would love for you to visualize in your mind is, what do you want to be in the future? What are some goals that you have? Maybe you want to try a certain sport. Maybe you want to learn how to code. It could be anything, any type of interest or skill that you want to continue to improve on, or it could be any goal that you feel that you would just be really interested and want to try to achieve. Okay, hold those goals in your mind and visualize them. Really picture yourself doing them. Okay, you can open your eyes. And now what I would love for you to do, and you can do it underneath your 2 stars and a wish, I would love for you down here to write some of your goals. So brainstorm, what some goals do you have? Could be anything. Maybe you want to try horseback riding. Maybe you are building a garden outside already and you want to improve it. It could be any goal that you have and that you really want to achieve. So I'm going to give you a minute or 2 just to write those goals down. Think about all the goals that you have. And again, no goal is too far to achieve. So feel free to kind of make this brainstorm, again, as wild as your imagination will take you. Any goal that you've ever thought of, any interest that you're curious about, feel free to write it down. Okay. I hope that gave everyone enough time to brainstorm some goals. Even if you didn't have a chance to write it down, that's okay. If you had that visual image in your mind, that's where the next step is really going. Visualizing your goals, writing them down, thinking about your strengths and skills that you want to improve on are really important steps to the next part of our activity that we're going to do. So the next part of our activity is we are going to be creating a vision board. So one thing about goals, it's great to write them down. It's great to visualize them in our brains and our minds, but it's also really great to draw them out and actually plan and create a board on some of the goals that you really want to achieve. So some of the things that we're going to need is, you can use the back of your piece of paper if you'd like, or if you want to get a fresh piece of paper, you're more than welcome. And we'll need some markers and pencil crayons for this activity too. Okay, so to get our vision board activity ready to go, what I need you to do is split your page into 4 sections. So we're going to have a section that talks about your goals. So hopefully you had a chance to write a few down already. We're also going to have a section that says places I will go, I want to try, and I want to feel. So I'll give everyone a second to write those down and split your paper into 4 different sections. Also too, if another extension activity, if you have some magazines at home, or if you have scissors and tape, you can also cut out some pictures to paste onto your vision board too. So after this, or if you have some around you right now, feel free to do that as well. You're more than welcome to cut out some pictures that correspond to your goals, places you want to go, things you want to try, and how you want to feel. Okay, so we're gonna start off with the first box here, my goals. So hopefully you had a chance to brainstorm a few goals that you have for yourself. If not, that is okay. This will be your chance to kind of draw them out and really showcase the goals that you want to achieve. So my example is, I would love to run at least 3 times a week. I normally would start running around one time a week, but my goal lately has been to run at least 3 times a week. So I've been trying to run on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I don't always achieve that goal, but I really want to improve my running skills. So that is definitely one of my personal goals that I want to achieve. Another goal that I have for myself is playing the ukulele. I've always wanted to try to play the ukulele and just learn one song. that is my small short-term goal for learning the ukulele. And I would love to be able to play that one day. I used to play guitar, but I feel like the ukulele is a whole different instrument. So give you a chance now to write down or draw. You can also draw too, or again, if you have magazines, feel free to cut them out and paste them. Some things that will showcase your goals. So you can write down what your goals are. And again, it could be any type of goal that you have. Maybe if you haven't tried a certain sport before, maybe if you want to learn an instrument, want to get into a different type of game online, it could be anything that you want to try. And you can also fill your box too with more than just 2 examples. Feel free to fill in the whole space with as many goals as you can. Okay, we're gonna move to the second box of places I will go. So this doesn't have to be places all over the world. It could be places in your own backyard. So one place I really would love to go, the first picture is a picture of a place here close to Squamish called Mount Jimmy Jimmy. And it has a really awesome, some backcountry trails. So that is one of my goals this summer, is hopefully to be able to hike out there and camp there, because I've heard nothing but amazing things about it. And another place I've always really wanted to explore and to go travel is Antelope Canyon. It looks super beautiful there, and I would just love to be able to hike there one day. So any place you would want to go. Maybe if you want to go to space, Mars, anywhere that you feel that you would really love to visit or explore, you can put in this box here. And try to fill it up. You can fill it up with more than just one place as well, or 2 places. And I would love to see these later too. So if you get a chance to fill these boxes in, I would love for you to share it with us. You can also share it on Instagram and use the hashtag UBCPlayLearn. And we would love to see your experience doing this lesson and what you created and what your goals are. It's always really cool to see what goals other people have too. Okay, we're gonna move on to box number 3. I want to try. So my personal goals for some things I want to try is kiteboarding. I live in Squamish, and kiteboarding is one thing a lot of people do here, and it seems really fun. So I really want to try kiteboarding. I think I might have to get over a little bit of fear of the water before I actually try to achieve this goal, but that is one thing that I would like to try one day. And another thing I would like to try, because I do love cooking so much and baking, is I would love to bake a 3-tiered cake. That is one of my goals. I baked a cake a few times before, but trying to maybe extend my baking skills a little bit more and challenging myself is definitely one thing I want to try this summer. So for this box, again, feel free to get creative. You could brainstorm anything that you would want to try. All right. I'm really excited. I hope to see these later. Can't wait to see what your goals are. I'll give you a couple more seconds to fill in that page. And again, if you don't have a chance to fill in all of them now, it's really great just to start brainstorming. If you want to use this page even as your brainstorming page, and then maybe find some magazines and create a bigger vision board later, you're more than welcome to do that too. Okay, this last box, I want to feel. So this box is where you're really going to get a chance to think about, how do you want to feel? How do you want to feel later this afternoon, tonight? Maybe some words that really describe how you want to feel throughout your life. And when you achieve these goals, how do you want to feel? So this is really important. Thinking about the emotions, thinking about how we want to feel throughout achieving these goals, but also the process of achieving these goals. Sometimes when we try to achieve our goals, it doesn't always work out the first time, the second time, the third time. So failure in this situation is really important to recognize that it is a learning tool. So sometimes our brain tells us that failure is not always a good thing, but kind of achieving our goals and trying to get through to the next level of our goal is always really important. So some things I put down that I want to feel is happy, confident, adaptable, strong, connected, and joyful. I'm going to give you a chance now just to think about some words that would describe how you would feel. How would you feel if you got a chance to achieve these goals and go to these places or try these new things? How would that make you feel? Okay, you get a chance to fill in that box. Great job. So keep filling these boxes in. If you didn't get a chance to fill them all in during this session, this is a great activity that you can do anytime. So I even challenge you to revisit this. Look at this vision board again later. See if your goals have changed or if your interests have changed or your things that you want to try have changed. You can continue adding on to these as well. Also, too, really important to post this up. You can post this on your fridge, post this in your bedroom. Remind yourself that these are the goals that you want to achieve. These are your strengths. These are some skills you can continue to work on, and you can continue to visualize your success. So thank you so much for participating in this session today. I really enjoyed doing this activity with you, and I hope you enjoy UBC Play and Learn again on Monday, May 25th. They're going to be doing Beaks and Feathers with Wild Immersive from 11 to 11:30 for ages 6 to 8. So you're going to learn all about birds from their beaks down to their feet, and you're going to get a chance to explore outside and identify some different species, which sounds really fun. So thank you again so much for joining me today. We would love to see your vision boards, so you could tag us or use the hashtag UBC Play and Learn, and I hope to see you again soon. Thanks, everyone.